殺すぞ。
It's that time of the month again. It's back to school time. 2020 version. And what better way to tell stories of your embarrassing school days is right now? Either to have a jab at the nostalgia or show how much of a laughing stock you are in front of millions of people on the internet. Now that I'm done with school, I kinda miss it. Now that I'm out in the adult world doing adult things like taxes, taking that unemployed tag on your forehead, and taking care of this freeloader here. And now I've become a looming mushroom in this apartment after being in quarantine for almost 2 to 3 months. Oh, that fucking hurt. So while I was engaged in my home, I ended up doing a little spring cleaning into the depths of my days in school. With, a little mix of apocalyptic episodes of college life here and there. It was not fun, Chief. And then I realized I was an angry kid. I mean, I still have a short temper now, but not as much as the 5-year-old me back then. I say that, yet I kept my composure out in public. Because, having a sibling is already a sign that the Lord is testing my patience. But I think this one particular event caused me to now have such a short temper against the dumbest things and the people I despise with a passion. But hey, at least I learned the art of not giving a fuck. So don't assume I'm just blowing up here and there like Bakugo or Kyo. Huh. Maybe that's where I got the tsundere impression from a lot of people. Let's time travel back to the year 2003. The year where flip phones were a thing and a certain maze game was the peak of gaming content. It was a normal school day and recess has just started. See, here's the thing. In my elementary school, before it turned into the shitstorm I knew after 2nd grade, they had this little rule of eating your lunch first before being allowed to go out into the playground. Teaching the kids to finish their food first. I wanted dibs on that new slide they installed in the new playground, rather than finish my daily nutrition that's basically keeping my tiny body alive at that time. Everyone seems to be having a chill lunch in the classroom. Not until the class clown, let's name him, started messing around like his usual monkey routine, aka mostly bugging everyone until he gets apprehended by the SCP Foundation.
SCP open up.
Heck, even our homeroom teacher gave up on keeping him at bay and just sits there, waiting. Just like every other teacher that's not crazy in their little brain boxes. He goes from one row to another, yelling at the top of his lungs, throwing things in the air, or standing on top of the table like an actual monkey. And then he laid eyes on me, the nonchalant, quiet little 5-year-old girl enjoying her lunch in the corner of the classroom. Now, I don't have much interaction with Ben, mostly because if I do so as socialize with this monkey, I'd be on the negatives on my daily social battery. And that's been proven many a times with several crackheads in my classrooms, both school and in college. Simply put, he's an attention pimp. Kids do be like that though. Usually I just ignore him and he'll stop whatever he's doing, but he was desperate at this time, even when I asked him to stop. He was looking for that 1-inch reaction from me, just to satisfy his craving for attention. That's when I thought, alright, you leave me no choice. Give me back my lunch, or I'll tell the teacher. Before I knew it, the banging stopped, and my hand that was holding the fork was on Ben's arm. And all I hear now was his ballistic screaming, which, by the way, got the attention of the whole class. A classic move, of course. It felt like my vision went red from all that murderous intent, but stopped within 0.1 seconds the minute Ben started screaming like a goat. And then I cried along with him, not because I wanted to blame him for making me, do the stabby stab, but more so of, oh shit, I'm in trouble now. This is the end. The good girl everyone once knew has been shattered. I'll be exiled out of school, forced to live in the street because of this sin. It felt like I was hiding a crime from my parents by the time I got home. Until eventually the open house started and my homeroom teacher spilled the beans. let's just say I got the brutal end of the slipper and the belt after we got home. Classic childhood punishment. Fortunately, his arm didn't bleed. My 5-year-old self must have had that restrained on not piercing through his flesh completely. And plus, I was holding a plastic fork, so obviously it was gonna do nothing but a scratch. But for the remainder of my childhood, I was pretty traumatized by it, kinda. But at the same time, I thought to myself that, maybe standing up to myself isn't that bad. And so goes on my relentless outburst, getting more aggressive along the way. Sure, it led me to lots of trouble like relentlessly beating up noisy kids and more so injuring my friends, but it had its perks such as standing up against my bullies after 5 torturous years. Oh god, that sounded like a lame anime monologue. Now, I don't condone to violence, but it felt really good to beat up someone you're completely pissed off with. Don't you just want to punch that person who keeps bothering you for some reason? Or that bully who's been nitpicking you all these years to get a piece of their own medicine? Or what about that fake-ass friend who used you to your advantage and... Wait a minute, I'm contradicting my words here. Don't use violence! Unless the adults fail to protect you, then say it was self-defense or else Miss Anity will get you. Wait, that was still terrible advice.